Hey everyone, back into today's first video. For today's first video, doing the February month ahead forecast. Going to have a look at the CFSB2 and Beijing Climate Centre models to see what they're showing could be around the corner for February, what could be happening for the month that we had just starting. We'll also have a review of January and we'll have a sneak peek at March at the end as well. So before you get on with that, just say about the ads. So links to articles on all pages at Gas Office. Have a browse widgets and click through the links if there's any articles that you're interested in. And thanks very much for doing that. And just say there'll be another video on the home page, going on the month ahead forecast page. There'll be another video on the home page later on this afternoon. Probably just looking up next week to 10 days or so. Right, so we'll start off with the central temperature for January. Now, the January month-ahead forecast suggested that was likely to have a milder and wetter than average month. Greatest risk of cold weather was towards the end of the month, we thought. And we said it probably wouldn't be the record-breaking warmth that we had in December. Whilst it would come out milder than average, we probably wouldn't have the extreme warm temperatures that we had in December. Well, this is how the central temperature comes out. We don't have the rest of the numbers from Hadley yet for the UK, but for Central England anyway, came out at 5.4, which is around 1.5 degrees above average. So it's significantly milder than average month, but not the extreme record-breaking temperatures that we had back in December. That's December's central temperature, 9.7, obliterating the previous past record from 1934 and 1974. So anyway, we've come out significantly milder than average, but without a record-breaking month, about what we expected. Also, we have come out wetter than average. It was a very unsettled January. So I think overall the January month-ahead forecast has gone quite well this time. I'm fairly pleased with how this one has panned out. So let's have a look at February. I'll start off with the 700 millibar height anomalies from the CFSB2 model first of all. So this is how where we're expected to set up in terms of the anomaly anyway, pressure anomaly for the month. We've got a ridge down to the south, and we've got a trough to the north of the country. So if you know how to read these charts, we've been seeing this throughout the winter, it means we've got another very unsettled month with a jet stream going like that, more or less coming through the country. The driest weather will be close to this ridge down to the south. The wettest weather will be in the north and west, close to this trough. But all areas will be unsettled with an Atlantic-driven and pretty mild pattern potentially. So have a look at the temperature anomalies for February. This is how they're coming out. Very mild month being predicted again. Look how mild it is across most of Europe. A really warmer than average month being predicted for the whole of Europe. For the UK and Ireland, we're around average in the far north and west to around a degree or so above average down in the south and east. So again, another generally milder than average month, not record-breaking mild, but a milder than average month coming up. Because of that December temperature, even if this month isn't all that mild, it's just a bit milder than average to go with January, I think we could be on course for the warmest winter ever recorded, actually, this year. But it is mainly down to what happened in that very extreme and freak December. The precipitation anomaly is coming out wetter than average, so the Atlantic onslaught is being predicted to go on here. The jet stream is just racing through the country like that and into Europe, bringing in those areas of low pressure. So temperatures are mild than average, but it's also significantly wetter than average as well. So a very strong signal, as it has been all winter, from the CFSB2 for a really Atlantic-driven, mild, wet month. The Beijing Climate Centre looks like this. These are 500 millibar heights, and they're broken down into 10-day periods. So the first 10 days takes us through the first 10 days of the month, of course. We've got a trough of low pressure being seen to be more or less over the top of the country with that, those blue colours there, ridge down to the southwest. And the jet stream going a bit like that. So we're just about on the colder side of the jet there, I think. So it's a bit cooler for the first 10 days of the month, but it is still very unsettled. It's a deep trough that's into Scandinavia as well, bringing jet stream through there. It's a bit colder there for the first 10 days of February compared to what the CFSB2 is predicting. The middle 10 days shows ridging building up from the south, so this really settles things down a lot as we move through into the middle 10 days of February, with the low pressure being pushed out to the north and west of the country, and the jet stream doing something a bit like that. So we're going on to the mild side of the jet there, and with a ridge building up from the south, that could be quite a nice period actually for the middle 10 days. Dare I say it, perhaps a little bit of a taste of spring. And then we go through to the final 10 days. This is the 21st of February through to the 1st of March. And the ridge starts to pull out into the Atlantic, with this trough of low pressure beginning to push down from the north again. So this is turning more unsettled through this period. Not cold, but perhaps a little bit cooler with the air coming in from the northwest. But a bit more unsettled there for the final 10 days of February. But again, there's no indication here at all of anything significantly colder than average coming up for February. So the temperature anomaly comes out solidly above average. Again, we're around 0.5 degree to 1 degree Celsius above average there. Another milder average month coming up. And the rainfall anomaly, despite that what looked like a drier spell through the middle 10 days, actually comes out wetter than average. So, well, it's good agreement from both of the models here that we're going to have a milder and wetter than average month once again. And that's the way we've got to go, I think, for February. I think we'll probably come out milder than average again, so it'll be all 3 winter months milder than average, including December, which smash a record. And in terms of a rainfall anomaly, I think we're probably going to come out a bit wetter than average once again. But wettest weather probably in the first half of the month, probably turning drier, I would think, in the second half of the month. And maybe a little bit stormier than average as well, especially early on. In terms of cold weather, there's not a great deal to go on, but we've got this southern stratospheric warming event taking place at the weekend over the Arctic. It's possible these long-range models aren't picking up on the implications of that. So as we go through the month, there's a bit of a time delay on that sort of setting up colder conditions. So as we go through the month, I think the chance of colder weather probably increases. Whether it actually ever comes to anything, I'm not sure, but going through the month from the start to the end, I think the risk of cold weather will increase incrementally as we go through the month. But that's just a risk, it's not a guarantee by any means. So I don't think the temperatures will be record-breaking again this month. I would say will be a little bit cooler actually in terms of not even January even. So probably just around 0.5 degree to 1 degree above average in terms of the temperatures. In terms of the rainfall, I think wetter than average, particularly the first half of the month, probably trending drier as we go into the second half of the month. Finally, having that quick sneak peek at March is what CFSV2 is doing for March in terms of 700 millibar heights. Quite a complicated one, this. It's got a ridge still there down to the south and the west, trough in the middle of the Atlantic, but there is quite a bit of red starting to appear, and orange over the polar field up here. This could be the implications of that southern stratospheric warming that I've been talking about. So I don't think, again, that's necessarily all that cold a scenario at that point, but with more in way of red, more in way of blocking over the polar field, we probably increase the risk of colder conditions coming through during March. But we'll worry about that, I think, when we get to it. We've got enough to worry about in February. Finally, the GasOverThis.com February forecast is for a milder and wetter than average month. Not record-breakingly warm like December, and probably not quite as mild as it was in January, so around 1 degree above average in terms of that temperature anomaly. And in terms of rainfall, I think wetter and most stormy in the first half of the month, drier in the second half, and as we progress through the month, probably the chances of colder conditions grow a little bit. Alright, that's it for now. There's going to be another video on the homepage this afternoon. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.